So today I'm going to show everybody how to make what I think is the best chili in the whole world. There's really nothing to it. There's no real big secrets. Actually, the biggest secret to chili is cumin. This has a chili flavor that you're looking for. You know, that chili taste. You don't need to buy those pre-mixed packages of spices that are called chili pipe. Just get a thing of cumin. And what I like to do is I use ground beef, and I like to buy this chopped up beef as a bargain, and I got that for $4.59 a pound, and the ground beef was on sale for $2.99 a pound. And I put the cumin on it. You see the spices where I spiced this up last night. I put the cumin, and I put some garlic powder and some onion and some cracked pepper, and I put it on the meat last night, and it's been soaking overnight. And the other things I do with my chili, one of the reasons I'm making this today is as I'm packing up my stuff, some of my cans of this stuff is getting close to expiration date. Matter of fact, this hunks, these are already 3 or 4 weeks expired. Can you see the top? I'll take a picture of that too. They're already 3 or 4 weeks expired, so I'm going to put more tomato sauce in than I usually do. And then it's just a matter of putting you got to pick your different beans. I like to buy name brand beans, but it doesn't really matter if you buy off brand beans too. And I like a really colorful chili. And the way I do that is I use white beans and light red beans and dark red beans and black beans and cannelli beans. I mix it all together and it makes for a real fun look of the chili. And then you got to dump some chopped up tomatoes, regular smushed tomatoes, and diced tomatoes. First thing you do is you brown up your meat. You got to brown this, and what I do is I brown this in a saucepan, which I'll do right over here. Brown this, and then put that into a pot, and then use the grease that came off of that to brown this up. And then you put it all into a pot, and then you just start mixing it, and I'll show you as I'm doing that. So the first part is just as simple as putting your ground beef into a pan. And I know some people say, oh, if you put too much in there, it'll start to boil into its blah, 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 and you can't brown it. But I don't mess around. You can't mess up chili. So I'm just going to brown that up, cook it up a little bit. And I don't really need to show anybody how to brown beef, but I flipped it around, and I'll go ahead and put a little bit more cumin into this, because that's the flavor we all know and love. And I'll put a little bit more garlic into that, a little bit more onion powder into that, kind of stir it around a little bit. And if you have other flavors you like, I see some people put soy sauce, and I suppose I could put some Tabasco in this, which I may put in later. Whatever you want. You can't mess up chili. That's my point. You can't mess up chili. I'm just kind of showing you how I make it, and to show you how easy it is, and anybody can do it. And it's coming along. There's that thing people talk about, that it starts boiling in its own meat. So I'll flip that over and keep cooking it. Try to get it browned up versus boiling. So I chopped that down to size, and I was going to pull off some of that juice, but I think it's okay to sit in there in its own juice for a while. It smells really good. And you know why? Because it's got that cumin flavor into it. Put some more cumin in there. Let that keep on cooking a little while longer, get it browned up, let the flavors soak in. So, kind of drain some of the juice off, even though I'm not overly worried about that. And then take and put all of this into the side pot. Okay, the heat on this, and I'll brown the hunks of beef. Okay, you see how it's really sizzling? And then I'll take this beef and I'll put it in there, and I just want to brown it. I don't really want to cook it all. So but you see it's going to sizzle in there. Let me put all this in there. And you can see it's going to town. And you know what we need? A little more cumin. Even though I can smell it on there, I want my meat to have that flavor so when I'm eating the chili, it really comes through. And flipping this around like this, and we're almost there. Okay, and that's all browned up. Now just dump that right, all the sauces and everything, right into my main pot. Perfecto. So we got hunks of beef, I don't know, about 3 pounds of beef in that, in this pot size. So now it is time to open up all my cans and just start dumping the good stuff in. So I've got all my tomato cans opened up, and I will mention, one tip I'm going to give you is, you know you're going to make chili, or if you know you're going to make chili, there's no reason to wait until you want to make it. This stuff goes on sale, and sometimes the tomatoes and things are crazy on sale. I mean, like almost 75% off. And that's when you want to buy this stuff. Okay, so I've got my beans opened up, and boy, it's got 6 cans there, but as I pointed out, one of the reasons I'm doing this today, I have to do it, is this stuff is getting to be expired. See, that can is October 2017. So I want to use these. I have a whole stash. See, I got a ton of other beans down there, but I checked all the expiration dates last night, and these are the ones that really need to be used. But that's the main reason why I wanted to show that I'm using almost too many beans for this recipe, that they're going to expire. Okay, so some people just dump the beans in there, but there's some really weird stuff. When you open up a can of beans, there's some weird stuff in the bottom of them. And I use a colander to rinse those out. So let me get my colander, and we'll dump these into the sink and rinse these beans off. That there's just some goo in the bottom of that. And some people say, I've been told, my one friend said, oh, you're knocking the flavor out of it. It's like, I've got the flavors I want in it. Okay, so now that's good. The black beans are done, and we'll just dump those in. And I'll do that with all my beans. Good. And put those in like that. And then what you start to have is this all these fun color beans that I don't really know beans about beans. Or like, the only beans I wouldn't put in there is lima beans or maybe brown beans. But I think it's fun to have a bunch of different color beans in the chili. And I think I'm going to be fine. So let me do these other 2 cans of beans, and I'll be back. We got a full pot. That's going to be awesome, I guess. It may be almost too full, because usually I like to add a little bit of water in there over time to let it digress. But isn't that fun looking chili? Look at all the different fun beans we have in there and stuff. So I'm going to let this cook for 8 hours. You might want to turn your heat up just a little bit. Even though I'm doing this, like I say, like a crock pot low, you want to turn your heat up to get it up to everything up to temperature, and then once it starts to bubble a little bit, then you turn it back down to low. But you want to use your spatula here to get to the bottom to bring that meat that's on the bottom and get it all mixed up. Okay, so we've got that good. I almost put too many beans in there, too much stuff, because like I said, I used up my expiration date things. Otherwise there wouldn't have been quite as much in here. Okay. Boy, I am right at the limit on this. Just put some more cumin and spices and pepper and stuff in there, and I'm just kind of mixing it all around and make sure it's all good to go. So anyway, you probably don't want to put that much stuff in there, but I knew that. I could have put 2 cans less of the tomato paste that was expired and maybe 1 can less of beans in there, but they're expiring too soon, so it's either throw them away or put them in this, so I put them in this. I'll be back. Doggone it, you know what I forgot? I forgot to brown up an onion and put it in there. So it's still got the hubble bubble boil and trouble, and I've cut up 1 onion that I'm just going to dump in. Hopefully won't overflow the pot. Dredge the bottom in case anything is sticking down there. Let me do that and I'll be back. And it's been on here for a couple hours. I've got it down to the perfect bubbling, rubbling roll, and you can see where it's kind of got the skin going there, where I gotta come by and do this here, stir it around a little bit, and it's doing good. I don't want to slap this and explode now. This is boiling stuff all over the place, get all over my skin. I don't want that to happen. But isn't that cool? I love the way the multicolored beans look. It's just fun. It's more fun to have chili like that. And a bean is a bean is a bean is a bean, isn't it? Okay, I would kind of scrape the bottom, make sure that that's all good. And it's been on here for about 3 hours. So, only one thing to do. Let it keep cooking. I got the onion in there, and I'll put another onion in there after a while. And it's been on here for 4 or 5 hours or so. Got a nice, ooh, look at getting the steam on the camera there. Don't do that. Bubbling and bubbling. And what you got to do, of course, is try some and keep trying it. I don't get the big hunks of meat out of there because I think they're probably not taste good yet. But the hamburger was basically cooked when I put it in. And that way I can see if my spices are right and whether it needs more cumin. And I did add some more cumin to it, so I'll set this down and I'll try this after it cools down, whether I need. So anyway, that's how you can't screw up chili. You just keep putting stuff into it. And then if I keep pulling out little servings like this, it'll give me room to put in the more onions later. So let's try this. Just some beans with some little bit of burger and see how it goes. Mmm. And you know what? It tastes like chili because it tastes like cumin. Cumin is the trick. So my spices are good. Awesome. It is starting to be real chilly. And I keep sneaking these plates, which is bringing it down. And put some cheese on there. Dollop a little sour cream on there. Too lazy to cut up an onion right now. And I'm telling you, it is killer. It's been cooking for 7 or 8 hours now. And I come along with maybe half a cup of, what might be a full cup of just measured cup of water, but I just dump it in there just to give it a little bit of something to condensate off. And I've been mixing it, and you know, just continuing to scrape the bottom, just make sure nothing's stuck down there. And let that water there and just kind of mix it around. And I've been pulling some plates off, as you can see, and I cut up another onion and I stuck it in there. And I've been eating some plates of it just as it's going, and I think it still needs a couple hours. So there you go. Okay, so after I ate that last plate full with the sour cream and cheese on it, the hunks of beef were perfecto. So tender, so tasty. Tasted like chili. So that's why I put the cumin on those hunks overnight, so that when I'm biting into them, they don't taste like beef, they taste like chili. And at this point, I'm going to call this chili done. Look how good it looks with the different colored beans. It's just fun. Black beans, and white beans, and red beans. It's just a fun chili. And I'm telling you, it's the best chili you've ever had in your life. It's just, will not, ever since I started figuring out how to cook my own chili, I will not buy it in a can anymore. I don't even like to order it out. So I'll show you what I do is I turn off the heat on this. I'll eat some more of this tonight. And then I let this cool down in the refrigerator, because I think letting the chili sit overnight in this pot and cool down gives it actually more flavor, just so it continues to blend all the flavors together. And then I bag it up in the plastic bags and I freeze them, and I'm telling you, chili freezes really well, so maybe I'll show you that tomorrow. Okay, done. Chili is done.